Titans number 7, written by Dan Abnett and art. Oh, not Brett Booth. This is exciting. Lee Weeks is on art.
Ka-ching!
And art was good, so it was definitely the best art we've had in the book since it started, which is
definitely
nice.
The best issue we've had as well, in my opinion.
I would agree it's the best issue we've had. So the highlight, there's a couple of highlights, but the main highlight, of course, being that Superman shows up. He gets late to a fight with this big monster, and he's like, "Oh, I guess you guys had it handled. That's fine. Oh, nice to see you again, Wally." He said again. I must race after him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Wally and Clark have a nice conversation and discussion about the past and about Linda and about how he can win her back. And Clark says, "Well, I at least got to keep my wife and son, so I can't imagine quite how that feels."
And I love how their relationship is just so perfect, where he's like, "No, I trust you. I've not told anyone about my son.
Yeah.
But you, I'm going to tell you because I know
Wally.
you."
So again, now I feel like a secondary trinity at DC is Batman, Superman, and Flash, because you have them making Flash a great detective along the lines of Batman, and they're pushing him to the forefront. So I feel like, whereas I always wanted Green Lantern in that spot, I just feel like they're making it Flash, and that's great because he's getting a lot of buzz from the TV show and whatnot. So, and now you're gonna do this with Wally and put him as an importance with Clark, because they're both men out of their element. So, and I want that cover of them racing, and my shop didn't have it, so I have to go on a hunt in the next couple days to get it. Yeah.
Everything them talking to each other was really nice, because they bring up stuff like, oh, the timeline was corrupted and stuff was erased, and Superman's like, well, I don't know about that, but I came from here. And it's like, they're asking the right question. They're not quite investigating it yet, but they're asking the right, they're poking the right...
It's the sharing of ideas. They're kind of getting some ideas going.
So when one of them encounters something that maybe backs up the other person's idea, they'll have it in their head, they'll have the knowledge, and it'll mean something to them, which is really, really cool.
And while they're doing that, you have Nightwing and some of the other Titans, like house hunting.
Well, let's save that for last, because I feel like that leads to the end of the issue. Let's talk about the sweetness of Arsenal and Donna Troy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
On that one.
Yeah. Wasn't that heartwarming?
It was.
That was nice. Do you know what I think?
You don't usually say that about Arsenal.
You don't, no. And arse is in the name.
He used to run with Jason Todd. So.
Yeah, exactly.
That too.
Exactly.
And judge it based off of the friends you keep.
From Arsenal to Artemis, I feel like those are very similar words. I don't know why he did that, but
the author, who must not be named, has a very simple brain.
He just needed another A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they have some sweet moments where Donna ends up kissing him, and she remembers what he said when the lasso was on him and all that. And they kind of did they set up a date? I can't remember if that was something that happened.
I think they kind of do, yeah.
Yeah. It was really sweet though, and seeing him be flustered and not know what to happen. And there's that running joke where, "Oh, you're watching me again. You're just watching me like walk away," kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was just sweet. It was a nice heart in the middle.
Was.
And this is the first time it felt like an ongoing team book where you had like three different stories being told with different characters at the same time, and it wasn't all revolving around the one thing of like Wally coming back.
Yeah, and do you know what I think is important that was in this issue? I'm not sure Booth could handle the subtleties of portraying it quite the way Weeks does here. With Donna and Arsenal. God, you got me doing it now. Just another thing is, but I think he's fine. He's perfectly serviceable. But that whole thing there is in a lot of little motions, little body movements that I'm not sure Booth could pull off.
Yeah, and they're seen specifically with him like being like embarrassed and shocked by the kiss in the cheek and
her and her just kind of looking out the side of her eye. Come on then.
Yeah, her like sort of smirking and she's walking away.
Much more so Booth's great at motion and energy.
Yes, definitely.
But not so great at expressions. And this is, you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and this was all character building, this issue. So
yes.
I mean, sure, there's some action at the start with them fighting this big thing, and they defeat it, and there's some jokes.
I like how we basically started at the end of the fight.
Yeah. We started at the end of the fight, and they say, "Oh, we're the Titans," and then the people are like, "Wait, is that not the teen group? Are they the Teen Titans?"
Yeah.
like.
Well, And also they yell Arsenal for being too impulsive, for tripping it. And like, you didn't really think about that, did you?
Yeah.
So no, I needed to bring it down.
Yeah, you destroy like 3 cars.
I did it while he was in the middle of the street, and it's like, well, there's cars under there. It's like,
no one was in it though. It's one of those.
Oh dear. But of course, the other big thing is Nightwing and Omen and Garth are they're talking to a real estate agent, and they're looking for a headquarters. And for some reason, I didn't see where this was going. I don't know why.
Yeah, I was saying.
I don't like. It's kind of obvious in retrospect what it was setting up at the end, because they mentioned, we built this ourselves. We used, Oh, by the way, Garth actually trains with dolphins. There's a joke about like someone thinks
Which dolphins? The Miami Dolphins?
Yeah, that's
no,
a joke.
actual dolphins.
Yeah. And they mentioned this, and what's perfect about this though, at the end of the issue when they reveal it's the new Titans Tower. Mm-hmm. So there's multiple reasons why this ending works super well. The way it brings together all these other different elements. One, they mention they built it in Manhattan because they got the name Manhattan. From
Omen.
Cadaver.
Cadaver's brain.
Cadaver, yeah. Cadaver. He's a cadaver now once they're through with him.
He is now.
Yeah. But they got Manhattan from Cadaver. And obviously we know what that means. We know it's Dr. Manhattan.
But they're misinterpreting. They think it's, something's going down there.
Yeah, they think it's the city, the city of Manhattan. And not only that, Superman comes back with Wally to sort of drop him off and say goodbye. And it's Superman who remembers the continuity, says, "Oh, this feels at old times."
Yeah, it reminds me of the old days.
Yeah, it reminds me of the old days. Yeah, that's the line. And that works. It's like our perspective. Like, he is kind of our conduit. And it's a weird thing because people always say, "Oh, Superman's unrelatable because he's the most powerful being, blah 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 blah." Yeah. But in this story, he's actually our connection. He's our window because he's the one who remembers. He's the one we relate to because he has all these memories. And him being like, Titans Tower, cool. Reminds me of the old days.
The Titans Tower, yeah.
It is.
And what did the Teen Titans have? Did they not have a base? I'm sure they had a base in the New 52. Was it not a tower?
I
don't know. I stopped reading that. I read that far too long.
No, I kind of tried bits every time they did a new run, because there was like 6 of them, I swear, in the New 52. They just kind of kept trying.
It just felt like 6.
No, there was definitely at least 3.
Okay, sure, but it was still at 6.
Yeah, well, I know, but I'm saying at least. There might have been more.
Also, you had Bumblebee and Harold.
Oh yeah, because it's like one scene of them.
It's just a page, yeah.
And
it turns out to be Simon, the guy with the brain.
Although I will, I just want to criticize that a little bit, just in the sense that if you hadn't read Titans Hunt, this page would mean nothing to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that, but it feels at the same time, I feel like it would work as, it's just a tease of something coming up.
Sure. But I feel like you wouldn't know who these people are, I guess. As well.
You wouldn't. I mean,
I forgot they were there until this page. I went, they were in Titans Hunt.
So, yeah, I get that. It feels like, because obviously he says, he calls her Bumblebee.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we know that you can find out who she is. If not, it's like, okay, I guess this is just something coming up.
Yeah.
And we'll learn about who they are. But it felt weird just having one page in the middle.
Yeah, it felt like there should be a second page later on that sort of like made it a story, whereas like set up and conclusion, whereas it was just one page setting up stuff.
Which it was a tease where he's gonna show up.
So we'll see, how Bumblebee sort of comes to the team, because we know she's coming onto the team at some point in the next arc, I think. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, that's great issue of Titans.
It was a great issue.
Really happy. My only disappointment is for some reason they've moved it to week 2 and it's staying there. Madness.
I
mean, there was the advert that said it'll be starting double shipping.
Okay, we should bring this up. Matt spotted. If you're not actually reading the books right now, every single issue of Rebirth, what they've been doing, and I actually really like this. They keep advertising the beginning of new arcs in the other books. So before this week, there was a lot of adverts for the start of Batwoman Begins and this issue of Detective Comics. Titans is doing the same thing right now. Where there's an advert for Titans issue whatever in February. And at the bottom it always says either it's monthly at $2.99 or twice monthly at $2.99.
Right.
And the advert that Matt spotted in one of the books said twice monthly in February. And
it says beginning in February, I think, twice monthly.
However, I think this is a mistake, because they would have made a deal about this in the solicits for February, and I went back and checked. There's only one issue. Technically there's 2 in March, but that's because it's an annual. It's not 2 issues of the main book. So I feel like it's a print error. I feel like, they've got the two little symbols for the monthly and twice monthly in their Photoshop, and I think they've just dragged the wrong one onto the page. I don't think it's actually happening.
It is possibly that. It is also possible that they've just changed their mind since the solicitor does happen.
It is also possible, but I feel like... Well, I guess we'll find out in the solicits for April if they're changing it.
Yeah, or worst case scenario, we'll get to February, we'll get the first one in, week 2 months' time, and then we'll get to the following week, we'll look ahead and go, oh, there's another issue next week.
And that'll just be a pleasant surprise if that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they're trying to keep the Wally story in pace with everything else that's going on.
I think it's a mistake until they say otherwise, just because it is, literally no one else is talking. Like, Matt said this, and I'm like, oh, literally, I've heard no one else talk about this.
Well, and then I sent the picture from the issue. I can't even remember what I was reading.
It's in all of them, I think. I just checked it in Wonder Woman.
Yeah, okay. So, but yeah.
But yeah, so that's there, so be aware of it. But I actually don't think it's a thing, at least not yet. Maybe I would love for it to go double shipping, to be honest. I would all be down for more Wally. And Titans.
I mean, the only thing is that would leave Abnett doing 4 a month, which, isn't unfeasible for writers.
However, the upside is it means that Brett Booth would have to take regular long breaks because he could only do half the issues at most.
That would be amazing.
So, silver linings.
I feel like we're kind of shitting on Brett Booth a bit here, and he's not that bad.
He's not, but we're speaking so much about great art in the other books, and he's just fine.
He's just serviceable, isn't he? He feels like a standard DC kind of pull-in, like, okay, you'll do. Yeah. And I feel like Titans deserves better.
It does feel like Titans deserves better, and it helped this issue a lot, so great issue of Titans.